G'day everyone, and welcome to phase 1 of the return of our 125 gallon reef tank. Well, ever since we bought this house 11 months ago, our aquarium has been sitting there empty. I've been sort of holding off setting it up because I wanted to get it set up properly and have it all permanently plumbed into the house and have a really good setup and system. So now that I'm ready to get started on getting it all done, I thought the best place to start is I'm going to need water, so I've gone and built myself a saltwater mixing station. Now this is sitting in the kitchen in an unused area. It's behind the front kitchen door. These are a couple of 55 gallon tanks. One of the main issues in this location was I had no power outlet, so the first thing I had to do was install a power socket on the wall. Then once I had power, I ran this power board to it, and what I love about this power board, it has all individual switches where you can switch each piece of equipment on and off. Makes things a lot easier. It saves having to unplug things when you want to turn them off and have to plug them back in again. So it greatly improves the ease of use. And we've got a 4-phase RODI system, filtration system here that actually is plumbed into the mains. It was originally the outlet for the refrigerator for an ice maker, but we didn't have an ice maker on the refrigerator, so I just plumbed in one of these 1/4 inch tubing into that. And here we use this for drinking water for us. That just comes from the sediment filter, carbon filter, then bypasses the RO membrane, it just comes out here. So just a matter of turn on, this line here comes from the mains water, you just turn on this tap, which turns the water onto the RODI, and we're just getting filtered water coming out here that we can drink. Got a pan weld pump, which is just coming off of this tank here is for the RO fresh water, and this tank here is for the salt water, and the pump just comes off of the salt water. It just circulates the water for when you want to mix up the salt water. But I've also incorporated an outlet here where I can plug a hose into here with this lever lock fitting, and I can run a hose from there around into the dining room. And I've got another one of these hooked up to the tank, which I will show you on the next video, where I show you how I do a water change on this setup. So yeah, it's just a matter of connect the hose to there, connect one to the same fitting on the back of the aquarium. And it's a matter of turn off the circulation tap, turn on this one, have the one on the tank turned on, and it'll pump the water straight to the tank, no buckets. And inside the RODI freshwater tank, just add a bit of light. I've got a little pump in there. And it just pumps the water via that braided hose into the saltwater tank. Now with these switches, I've got it set up in order where the first switch does stage 1, which is turns on the pressure booster for the filtration system. Switch 2 turns on the pump in the RODI tank, which then pumps water into the saltwater tank. Step 3 turns on the pan weld pump, which circulates the water in there. Just got a bit of PVC pipe coming off the inlet, put a 45 at the end, put a little bit of pipe at the end of that, and I just squash the end of the pipe at the end just to get a bit of extra flow out of the end. As you can see, it's circulating really well. Really pleased with the pan weld pump I got. And the 4th switch is just for the heater. There's a titanium heater. That's the thermostat. You get a digital reading of what the temperature is. You can set what temperature you want. And I've got the heater fixed into the tank. So it's a fairly simple setup and works great. Really pleased with it. And another really good feature I'm pleased about is what do we do with our wastewater? Because with these filtration systems, we get about 1 gallon of filtered water to 3 gallons of wastewater. So I'll just show you what we are actually doing with our wastewater. Now this we have outside on our back porch. This black trash can used to be my old saltwater mixing station. So I've repurposed the plumbing. So I've got a 1/4 inch tube. It comes from the RODI filtration system from in the kitchen, goes through the floor under the house and feeds up to there. This was originally what was feeding to the ATO, so I just basically turned this whole PVC section upside down. That's the beauty of using unions, where you can disconnect things and change things. So yeah, I've just turned the whole thing upside down. So we've got the tube feeding from the RODI up to here, which then fills up the trash can. So this is now just basically a wastewater storage container. And so got this tap here turned off, so the wastewater will just feed into the trash can. So we've got a tap here which will turn off the water coming out of the trash can if we ever need to. Then we've got a T which feeds to a garden hose. As you can see, we've got our own little farm happening here. This is the duck pool. So we just got a simple attachment. You fill up the duck pond. So it's just a bit of water for the duck pond. A few more chickens everywhere. Then coming back to here, we've got it elbows down. Behind this tarp we've got a chicken coop under the back porch. So this PVC feeds down to a PVC pipe inside the chicken coop, which has got some water nipples on there for the birds in the chicken coop to drink from. And we've also got a bucket in there with more water nipples on there, which this just feeds to that bucket. I'll just show you a quick. So here inside the coop, got the bucket with the 1/4-inch tube feeding to it. We'll eventually put a float valve in there. I've got one coming in the mail, so that'll permanently be full, fed from the wastewater reservoir, trash can, so permanently have drinking water. Got a little group of little ducklings here. So over here, there's that PVC pipe I was talking about. And it's just got some drinking nipples on there for the ducks and chickens to drink from. As you can see, they love it. Drinking nipples on the bottom of the bucket. It works brilliantly, so long as we got water in the wastewater black trash can, I've always got drinking water. So, tell me what you think of my saltwater mixing station in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and I'll get back to you on the next video.